to Crystal Healing Oracles. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being a follower. In today's reading, we are going to talk about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett-Smith. That's right, you're gonna get the celebrity tea, find out what's going on with this hot topic. This couple is, you know, really buzzing in the news right now. I'm back with another celebrity reading. But before we get into this reading about Will and Jada, make sure that you take the time to subscribe to my channel right down below. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Make sure you follow me on TikTok and Threads. And make sure you follow me on Facebook. Alright, let me stop talking and let's get into this. If you have not watched my celebrity readings, make sure you go back, check what's going on. You can get a feel of how I do these readings. I like to introduce some questions, and I like to ask my followers if they have any questions they want me to answer. And I also scope online and I find what people are saying in the comments on, you know, certain blogs or Hollywood blog sites on Instagram and things like that, just to get a feel, and I will post some of those comments. But honey, did you hear about Jada's confession? Okay, if you haven't, you know, let me tell you, honey. There is an interview that Jada did with Hoda. Is it Huda or Hoda? I don't know. Hoda, Huda, Huda, ha ha ha. Anyway, she did an interview with the Today Show saying that her and Will Smith, her husband, have been separated since 2016, and that, you know, is 7 years. Okay, so that means when Will Smith did the infamous slap, I think was that like a year or two ago when he did the slap, honey, when he did the slap, he was separated from Jada. So they're not divorced, but they are separated. Okay, so they're saying they're not divorced on paper. I guess emotionally and physically they don't live in the same residence. Woo, honey, what a mouthful. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, of course, I'm going to channel messages. I am going to take it to the tarot. We will use my favorite tarot deck. Yeah, it looks a little beat up, but that just means that I'm using it. We will use my favorite tarot deck, the Melanated Tarot, and we will find out what is going on with this dynamic duo. There is a lot of deep, dark energy that I sense between this couple, and a lot of the dark energy I sense more on Jada. And I hope that you go watch my video that I did on Tupac and Jada and asking if they're twin flames, and that will be linked in the description box. Honey, I'm going to do a part 2 with Jada and Tupac because she's revisiting this over and over again, and she's made some confessions about that, and my predictions have come to fruition, so make sure you go and check out that part 2 video. Okay, so let's get into it. Of course, I took notes, so I might be looking at my notebook just to see the questions that I have prepared for this video. We will get into it, and towards the end, I am going to ask Spirit the question, will Willard, because that's his real name, will Willard Smith and Jada Pinkett-Smith get an official divorce? So stay tuned for this reading. It's going to get hot and juicy, but of course I'm saving the big question for the end. Looking through the comments, someone asked, was their marriage arranged? And I thought that was a good question. So I'm not going to pull any cards for that. I'm just going to channel that message. The marriage was not arranged, but it was forced. And I will tell you this, it was more so forced on Jada's part because her mother, who is the matriarch, who she wants to please, her mother said, look, Will Smith is a nice guy. He is wealthy, he is charming, he is handsome. Hell, the message I'm getting is that mama wanted Will. She's like, if you don't want him, honey, mama will take him. And Jada's like, hell no, you're not getting him. I already have him. So it basically boils down to her mother wanting and desiring Jada to have a life that she didn't have. Her mother pushed this marriage. Her mother, you know, was really on her about it, and there are reports in an interview she did years ago saying that her mother wanted her to have a big wedding and things like that, and she did not want a big wedding, and spiritually she didn't even want to marry this guy, but because he was nice, you know, he is educated, he wants to be a father type figure and a husband, the mother saw an opportunity. Okay, and so that's why it might come off as arranged. It's more so the pressure that Jada had that was put on by her mother, and I feel like some close friends and other family members pushed her to be with him. Now, he's not a bad guy, okay, but he's not perfect, and neither is Jada, and we will get into this connection, and we will get into why there's this imbalance here. The next question is, does Jada have deep, dark secrets that can ruin Will? Let's explore this through the tarot, okay? I can tell you that Will Smith has some dirty, dirty secrets that he doesn't want to get out. But who in Hollywood doesn't? Hollywood is a dirty game, and it depends on how dirty you're willing to get so that you could get straight up to the top. Don't think that anybody that reached the top got up there clean, honey. They went through the pipes, they went through the mud, they went through the scum, they went through the rodents, they went through trials and tribulations, they went through darkness to get to where they are. And it's really sad, but some people really, if they want to achieve a level of fame such as Will Smith, Willard, you're gonna go through that deep dark tunnel. You're gonna go through those pipes. Does Jada have deep, dark secrets that can ruin Will Smith? Does Jada have deep, dark secrets that can ruin Will Smith? Thank you so much for giving us honest and accurate information. If it is your will, it definitely is your way. Does Jada have deep, dark secrets? Wow. So the Five of Swords pops up, okay? There's a lot of conflict in this connection. Can you see that? Sorry, it's a little blurry. The Five of Swords appears here, and that tells me that she knows his deep, dark secrets. And there's this big conflict because someone wants to walk away from this connection. Someone wants to drop the swords and surrender. Like, here, take it all. Okay, but they're holding on to the rest of the swords, and I feel that that's Jada. She's holding on to all this information, and Will Smith is not gonna walk away because she holds the swords, she holds the secrets, she holds the key, she holds, if she wrote a tell-all book, you know, that's it. And so the next question is, can she ruin his career? And from this conflict card, I get that she can. The energy doesn't feel too good. She can ruin his career. She can, you know, make it hard for him. But in a sense, Will Smith has already made it hard for himself. Let's take it to the truth deck. Will Smith has already made it hard for himself, honey. He hasn't made it easy since that infamous incident at the Oscars where he showed some abuse towards his fellow thespian or comedic actor. It's not a good look. Okay, I'm looking because I saw a card fall on the floor and I'm like, where did it go? I'll have to come back and get that card. Wow. Avoidance appears here. Look at this card. This is Will Smith. Just like what I said, honey. He's avoiding the inevitable. He does not want Jada to spill anything. He doesn't want her to spill the goods. He does not want her to tell anything. Mouth is shut, okay? So he stays with her. He's avoiding the inevitable, and we're going to revisit these cards towards the end here, honey. It's not a happy union between Will and Jada. It's just not. Let's get to the next question. Does Will have the power to cut ties with Jada? I can answer that without even using any tarot. Will does not have the power to cut ties with Jada energetically. This is a past life connection that formed between them, and there is a lot of karma and a lot of inner childhood wounds that need healing and cleansing. And I think that was also another question that I had. And so therefore the ties are not going to get cut. It has something to do with Hollywood and being up there with and having handlers, and you know, I can't go into too much of that because I don't really want to go into this dark energy. I will tell you that it's not easy to cut ties. I'm hearing death, you know, like, and I don't want to, you know, predict that premonition, but I have to be honest. I don't sugarcoat anything. I'm hearing the word death. You know, someone will die. Someone will die. I'm getting that. It's not easy to cut ties like this. You know, someone will get sick. You know, and that I have to leave that there. So cutting ties is not easy unless the powers that be say, okay, time is up. You can split. Da 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 da. But this connection is really controlled on both ends. It's not that Jada has all the power. Will doesn't have the power either. Is Jada doing witchcraft or spells on Will? Yes, Jada is into the dark side. Step into the dark side. Woo, woo, woo. Gonna take a mean ride. Okay, if you watch Dreamgirls, that's the soundtrack, one of the songs, Step into the bad side. Step into the bad side. Once Will laid in the bed with Jada, once he made the bed with Jada, once he created children, once he had a life, he caused all of this onto himself, okay? She is a witch. She is into darkness, and she is into spell work. She's into all of that. Seances, connecting to very dark things. She is a manipulator. She manipulates Will. She basically is a karmic. If you asked if Will and Jada are karmics, yes. This is a karmic relationship, and there's always someone that pulls the strings, that's a manipulator, that's into the dark side of things, and they just want things their way. And people may view this person as a narcissist. A lot of people are in the comments when I was reading about Jada, they're calling her a narcissist. They don't like her. She's not a likable person. She really isn't. When we get into their childhood trauma, there is a lot going on between them. We know that Will grew up in an abusive home where he saw his father be abusive towards his mother. And we know that Jada grew up in a home of neglect, and you know, she started using drugs, selling drugs at an early age. They both have a lot of childhood trauma, and they pass this down to their children. And so that's why I said it's not easy for him to cut ties, or her, because they came together to learn lessons, but they are not learning it. Neither Jada or Will Smith is taking the time to master these lessons, and so they choose to stay in a toxic environment that is not conducive to their overall well-being. Now this gets to the last question, the question that everyone is waiting for. Will Will Smith and Jada Pinkett-Smith get an official divorce? Let's take it to the tarot. I've already pulled 2 tarot cards, the 5 of Swords, which is conflict, and this avoidance card, which speaks of Will avoiding the inevitable. So let's find out Thank you, Spirit, for these honest and accurate information. And thank you for guiding and leading us. Will Will Smith and Jada Pinkett-Smith get an official divorce? Will Will Smith and Jada get an official divorce? Willard. Wake up, Willard. Will you get a divorce? Or will you delay the inevitable? But again, I said the powers that be want them to stay right where they are. But if it's destined for them to split, they will. And the Eight of Cups appears here, which speaks of a divorce. It speaks of a breakup. So there is potential for Will Smith and Jada Pinkett-Smith to divorce. In fact, I have a feeling that all of this is coming out. Jada has a memoir. And all of this is coming out because I think that Will Smith has finally had enough. Look at this guy. He can't take it anymore. She embarrasses him. He's beat down. He feels weak. He doesn't feel like a man. He always feels like he has to prove something to Jada. He was never good enough in her eyes. And ironically, Jada calls her new memoir worthy. She doesn't feel worthy either. And so he does want to walk away. But will he actually do it is the question. I feel that there is potential, but he's going to pay greatly for it. With this Five of Swords, he's gonna pay. She's gonna take him to the cleaners. Either she's gonna clean him out with the money, or she's going to damage his career so bad that it'll be hard for him to find work. She might reveal all of his secrets, okay? But to answer your question, yes, I feel that an official divorce may be in the works, and this is why all of this is coming out. Will isn't even talking. Jada's doing all the talking. I hope you, I can't even talk now. I hope that you enjoyed this celebrity reading. Stay tuned for me to talk about Tupac, because Sister Girl is everywhere, all over the media, talking about her love for Pac. And, you know, she's still with Will Smith, but people are like, you know, you in love with the dead man, honey. Are you Delulu? And we will find that out when I do Tupac and Jada Part 2 reading. As always, I'm your psychic girl. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm sending you love and light. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for tuning into my channel. If you enjoy these videos, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button.